Welcome to Dave Billings Park in Belfield for the first-class rivals across the city. The North Siders against the South Siders. It's UCD at home against DCU, and that is UCD we're looking at in the blue doing their final warm-up, because we're not long away now from the start of this Electric Ireland 2025 Sigerson Cup Dublin derby in Billings Park. It's a round 2 game. And the weather's great, the conditions are good, the pitch is terrific, and we haven't been able to say that recently, but we're delighted to be here and to be bringing this game to you on the Higher Education GAA YouTube channel. Your chat is welcomed there. Davy Garland is with me. Davy, perfect night.
Yeah, lovely night, Jerome, now for a game of football. It's nice and mild, and as you described, there are perfect conditions for an exciting Dublin derby on the way.
And what are you expecting? Are you expecting an exciting game?
I think so. As you alluded to there, it's a round 2 match, so both teams will get another day out if whoever loses. So we'd be hoping that both teams will go for it.
Well, there's a place in the quarterfinals, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, and even with that place, you actually get an extra week off, I think, next week. So even the rest and recovery, with a lot of county players out here, the week off will do them the world of good, and then be ready for the quarterfinal the week after.
UCD weakened, obviously. No harm to the lads who are out there if you lose 3 lads from Coola who have obviously got other commitments, so that's a bit of a blow for them. And they're coming up against a DCU team here who dismissed, shall we say, MTU Kerry very emphatically, and then MTU Kerry went out and beat UCC, who UCD beat as well. So trying to read into all that, DCU must be good.
Yeah, absolutely, they are good, and even that league final performance against UCC, they were right in that game up until the last few minutes, until UCC pulled away. But again, really good team. And on our left here again, UCD again, another good team. They dismissed of UCC, as you said. And even just looking at the teams here, most of them boys would have played last year, so they have a lot of experience from the UUJ match, which they lost but in the final, but it'll stand to them.
Well, let's have a look at that team then. Let's have a look at the UCD team. You mentioned that they lost in the final in Tralee last year. Dara Cregg, of course, was there. He's now in his 4th year, so if you consider it a year with Fresher, it's 5 years, and he is the captain, of course, of the team. He's their star man. He scored 5 points of the 12 to beat UCC last week, and he is very much the man on form, and he is the man that they would be looking for, but by no means their only man. No,
absolutely not. And even with that, from the team that's there last year, and the team that I played with last year, all them lads are still there again. Dara McLearney, Tio, Malachy, Sam, Charlie, James. James was out last year with a bad cruciate injury, and it's good to see him back. Dunne again, Callum. Both of them played last year, and then the 6 quality forwards up front, all them boys was there last year, so they have a lot of experience out there, and they'll be hoping for it to tell tonight now.
And tell me more about those lads, what way they play and the pattern of the game, who's their go-to. Obviously Dara Cregg is the main man, but what sort of way do they drop in and play the +1s? Who are the men that will move around and not just be in that set 15?
So I'd say Dunne will come back and give them a +1, with Callum being the more attacking midfielder. For the 6 forwards, your half-forward line is very big. Jerome and Barry be over 6 foot nearly, and then you've got the legs of Cormac Egan on the wing, and then you've the 3 lads inside there, Aaron, Luke and Dara. They're your real shooters on the team. They'll be looking for quick early ball, taking their men on and getting the scores. And even the backs there, you've 6 solid real backs.
Interesting, Donegal, you mentioned Gilmore. He's from Steelestown in Derry City, of course, and there's 13 different counties represented in the 15 there. I don't know if that was the same last year. That must be some kind of a record there. What a spread up and down the county as well, but I suppose that's part of the crack when you're in there.
Absolutely, and again, it's a pleasure playing with other boys from different counties. In the college football, it's a unique experience. You're learning off them. You're getting to know them in a short space of time, only 6 or 7 weeks with the league and the championship. So again, real unique, and you learn loads of things off them, and you'll make friends for life in that department.
And DCU have actually 10 different counties represented in their 15. They've mainly got Dubs, but apart from that, they have a good spread as well. Owen McGuinness is from Longford, for example, and yeah, you have Owen O'Connor, Flanagan is Skerries, 3 from Skerries actually. Greg McEnany at 4, although he doesn't play 4, of course. We saw him in the league before Christmas creating the goal for Ethan Dunne, who is also Skerries. You have Ronan Gallagher as the captain, or rather, he's at number 6 from Downings. The captain is Kieran Caulfield at 7, he's from Trim, and then you have Conor Dolan as a Dub. Tom Pryor is Leitrim, Ballinamore. Sean O'Heslin's Niall Dolan is Raheens. Luke Marin is from Sligo. So you have a real mix. Baker, a good player as well. well. He's Westmeath, and the captain is, our vice captain is Ryan O'Donoghue from Gowna in Cavan. So again, a real spread and some interesting lines as well, I have to say. There are a few clubs who have players in opposition tonight. So you have from Trim in County Meath, you have Aaron Lynch, who is number 15 for UCD, and then on the other team at number 7, the captain for DCU is from that club, that's Kieran Caulfield. And Coalition is also in that situation. They're a club in Laois. The UCD goalkeeper is Killian Roach, and on the other team you have Conor Heffernan at number 8 at midfield. But again, that's all part of the crack.
Absolutely, yeah. And them boys will love playing against each other to get the bragging rights maybe up whenever they go back to their club. So again, part and parcel of the job. And
the other games on tonight, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Some of them started already. So ATU, Sligo and Galway are level at the minute. ATU, Sligo 7 points. ATU, Galway 1-4. And sorry, I'm not quite sure what I've been.
Half-time.
They're half-time games. They're half-time games. Ulster University are losing to UL. That's a bit of a surprise. 6 points to 5, but low scoring game. That's kind of the way it goes. But a little bit of a surprise. That's out at Abbottstown, as far as I remember. And then you have University of Galway are leading Queens 1-5 to 3. There are other games, but some of them starting a little bit later, 7:15s and 7 o'clocks. But this is the latest one, 7:45. So we'll keep you up to date with the other games that are going on in this evening. By the way, DCU's last Sigerson was 2020. They won it 5 times, but UCD, of course, have that tradition. They go all the way back, and they have 34 Sigerson Cups. The captains are going over to meet the referee, and that's Barry Tiernan, a dub. His other officials, well, he's got Ian Howley, who's also a dub. He's got Dara Byrne from Wicklow. The captains there, as you see, Kieran Caulfield in the yellow, and he is a Meath man. And then Dara Cregg. And tell me this, how good is Dara Cregg, not just as a player to watch, but to play with?
Yeah, he's a wonderful player now. Again, his serious abilities, both footed, can take his man on, can take a score. He's got pace. Yeah, he's a really good player. And again, UCD be looking to him for as much as they can tonight. DCU, on the other hand, they'll obviously have to manage him as best they can. If Greg McGinney's lined out at 4 there, as you see, I wonder will he go straight to him, or will he try and play the sweeper role in front of him? But I really feel DCU will have to deploy a sweeper in front of the UCD forward line. Just going by the league match, UCC's forwards cut them. Open was 21 points that night, 17 from play. Like, that's, if they give UCD's forwards that space, you could be expecting something similar here. So that'll be interesting to watch out at the start.
But they'll also want McEnany's abilities going forward.
Yeah,
unless
absolutely.
He marks when it's back, but that's a double job. That's tough.
Yeah, real tough. And actually, we see him here. He's actually lining out at wing half forward over here. So
yeah, we're not surprised at that. So let's see who goes towards Craig even at the start of the game. Not that it's going to be a great indication, but we'll see. Dara Cregg, number.
Looks like
13.
Alex Galvin there, the 3 from Ballyboden, I think he is.
He's got the job, yeah.
Yeah. So
by the way, Dara's brother Oisin is in the subs, number 17 as well. And there's a David McEntee in there from Dunboyne for UCD. And then in the DCU subs, you've got the likes of Finbar McLaughlin, who we saw playing before Christmas, and Johnny McGrady from Downings, lads like that. But we will keep you up to date with all the changes. And yeah, just to be clear, place in the quarterfinals are for grabs here. So it's the Dublin Derby on as good a night as you can expect in January 2025. Easily got there right from the start, and they get possession from that catch by Jerome Moriarty, who is another Meath man for UCD. So it's UCD with home advantage here, but can they make it tell? That is the question against DCU. And that's a nice ball popped inside. I was thinking maybe it might just be very cautious at the start, but that's a nice ball played in. But DCU have all their men back. Well, all bar 2. I'm looking up the field, so 13 behind the ball. And this is Barry McNulty. He's a Leitrim man from Glencarn Manor, Hamilton. Had a go at that. Now, there's not much of a breeze, but I suppose it is coming over this way a little bit. But I don't think we can excuse him that miss just for the breeze, I'm afraid.
Yeah, not that one now. And it's interesting to note, as you noted, 13 behind the ball for DCU. So they're going to start this game a wee bit cautious.
And there's 17 actually there for DCU. And that's Dara Joyce. He's from Claremorris. So there's a change that we didn't know about before the start. I don't know who he's in for, but that's a DCU change. So Dara Joyce, 17, is out there for them. This is Brian Masterson. He's from Abilara in Longford. And they found a little bit of room here for the man we keep talking about. That is Greg McEnany, who actually got a goal against MTU Kerry last week. So forget about the number 4 on his back. And he is from Skerry's Harps. And it's UCD getting possession back now and just playing around at the back to inch their way forwards. Now the burst comes, and over on this side now they have Jerome Moriarty, who's on it now, and a good run all the way forward. Brilliant work there by Dara McIlerney. He's from Drumhowen rather, in Monaghan. He was involved twice there. This is Luke Brannock, as Davy was saying, one of the shooters. This should be the first score. Has he got it? He's put it to the left and wide, and that's a really poor miss.
Yeah, it was poor. He done really well. He cut inside his man, and simple shot. But again, the breeze is coming a wee bit over. You see him here cutting in.
I don't think we can give him that for the breeze. I'm afraid from there.
Give him from that.
He really should have. But yeah, they have 2 chances and missed both of them. The home team. The goalkeeper is Owen McGuinness. Puts it high in the middle. And on the break, that's going to fall kindly, and a nice little layoff as well by Ryan Donoghue, the captain from Gowna and Cavan. And this is Kieran Caulfield, not the captain, the vice captain. That's the captain going forward, Caulfield, and just touched it on the ground, spotted there by Barry Tiernan. So they haven't had a shot at goal yet, and now UCD injecting pace around the half-back area, which was what they did a minute ago, and they're doing it again now with Cormac Egan. As Davy Garland said, he's got plenty of runners, plenty of pace in his legs, and he was trying to carry it forward, but now they just go back to Callum Bolton and now to Theo Clancy from Kilmacud Crokes, just down the road from here, the closest club to here, as far as I know. Now a chance here for DCU to counter. McInerney involved, links up well, not just with the Skerry's lads, and he's surveying his options and plays an ambitious one in there that might have gone a little bit too far for Tom Pryor. No, he's managed to keep it in. Long way from home from Ballinamore, Sean O'Heslands, but going well here and getting past his man as well. Really bad angle, and I don't think that's going to go over, and I don't think he's going to get a free either. But I'm sure, Davy, as a forward, you'd have been crying there for a free.
It would have been, yeah. In fairness, he done well. The ball in was just a wee bit too much legs in it by Greg, but he done well, picked it up and took his man on the inside and skinned him, but probably the shot was a wee bit of a tight angle for him, so...
That's the one where the coaches would be saying recycle it, bring it out, but fair play to him for taking his man on, as you say.
Yeah, absolutely, and again he's starting the game with a bit of intent, which is good to see.
So that counts as their first shot of the game, but no score for them, and no score at all so far in this game, I'm afraid to say, but we're not complaining about that really. UCD have been doing this a lot. They sort of work it and then they get a runner, and the runner this time is James Moran from Killow in Longford. This is the corner forward, Lynch, and he's bottled up and dispossessed indeed, and now the counter is on. In fact, the goalkeeper is now running back from his 45 to get in position, but the attack stalls with Caulfield waiting for a little bit of help. It arrives actually Owen O'Connor Flanagan, the number 2, was up alongside him there. He's gone into the left corner forward position, and now they get a free in. I'm beginning to wonder what numbers mean at all out there.
Absolutely not. It's DCU have definitely changed it up from the league final anyways. They're getting a lot of men back to stop the UCD quick ball into their forwards, which, as we alluded to at the start, was something they probably had to do. And again, you can see there Alex Galvin and Skerry's man making their way back after joining the attack, but they look a lot more compact now than I was expecting, and they've shut UCD out there for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, which is good going. And just to allude to it, I don't think Senan Baker, the 10, is playing. I think the change 17 come in for Senan, so maybe he might be used in the second half.
Is this going over for the first score? No, it's off the post and falls kindly for UCD. We remain scoreless after 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes. But yeah, an interesting point there you're making about them being more compact. I felt they were quite open against UCC, and they conceded an awful lot of scores, maybe made UCC look even better than they were. Yeah,
that's true, and especially when you see MTU Kerry, no disrespect to them, dumping them out last night. UCC, the big name, and fair play to Kerry. It's great to see it. That's the delight of Sigerson. It's all in the day what team you put out, and fair play to them. But DCU are very open that night. They got 17 scores from play, but they're a lot more set up here, a lot more better.
And UCC have been beaten twice in the last week, so that's after they won the league. That's the curse of the league, I guess. But here's what you're talking about, the defensive setup for DCU working well again, and they indeed have turned over again, and they do look dangerous when they burst out of defence, and that's what they're doing right now. but can they get a score? That is the question. They play it into Pryor again. He's taken that beautifully. Always a difficult one for the defender, and he's got past him again. Defender has done well. That's Dara McIlerney to get back, and he has managed to get support as well, and they've managed to get that attack thwarted and pushed into the corner literally, and it's indeed going to be a free. But it's an interesting one, you know, UCD coming forward, getting bottled up. That's been the pattern, and DCU now trying to hit them on the counter and not quite able to do so. So a bit of a stalemate that way so far. Nearly 7 minutes gone, and it's Ethan Dunne, Dubs senior from Skerries. He got the goal in the league final from the McInerney pass, if you remember. He's not going for a score there, is he? Oh, he nearly did. That's 2 posts of hitting.
Yeah, geez, that was an outrageous attempt now, and it was very close to coming off. But going back to the Marin free now, that's one is a forward, your bread and butter that you really have to be nailing. If you're, you know, they're doing so well defensively. If you go up and don't get that score, it's a bit of a killer on them.
That's a good kick out.
Yeah, great kick out by Killian.
Looking for Donnacha Gilmore, the Derryman. Finding them as well. And this is Moriarty playing it into the corner. Never mind this playing around on lots of passes. That was good direct play to get it up there, but once again it's a DCU defence that has prevailed and turned that over. So UCD 2 chances early on from play, should have at least scored one of them. DCU have had 1 chance from play, missed it, and 2 frees, one that they should have scored, one they very nearly audaciously scored, but no score as yet. Conor Dolan slips it. This could be the first score if he can get his kick away. He gets his kick away, but it has gone right from Caulfield, and it's still 0-0, surprisingly enough, but it doesn't really reflect the way the teams are playing, does it?
No, in fairness, DCU's playing with good intensity from the back there. That was a lovely move again. Kieran Caulfield, Dolan on the right hand side there. It was a lovely link up play, and again just maybe snatched the shot, but it hasn't really took off yet in terms of scores. But again, the play is really good, and there's another great kick out.
And he's got possession in the middle of the field. Cormac Egan from Tullamore leaves it off to Moriarty. Might get it back. No, they've gone over to the left here to Cregg. Hasn't had a chance so far to shine. He's pretending to go left, but he wants to get on that right foot there and might get it back. And it's nice play to give it back to him from McNulty. He is the go-to man, but DCU just tackling in packs, aren't they? They've 3 or 4 on every player almost when they get the ball in that danger area. They just converge. It's very effective. Callum Bolton, number 8, putting it down into the corner for Aaron Lynch. And Lynch will come back out to Callum Bolton again from Sarsfields in Kildare. And he just boots away over the far side, trying to stretch DCU. McInerney is going to hold up his man. That's Sam Callanan from Balna in Mayo. And they're not really getting anywhere here. And they've managed to get a free, but, you know, they weren't going anywhere. No,
they were going a lot of lateral play, and again, you know, as a DCU defence, you'd be happy with forcing them over and back there, not getting shots off. There's a lot of pressure on the ball, as you say, alluded to Huntons and 3s and 4s. Slight tug on Donnacha's arm there. Now Dara's going to have a chance to get her first score.
Yeah, I said he was looking to get on his right a minute ago, but this is from his left, and he's what, about 30 metres, something like that, maybe a little bit less. I think he's going to put this over, Davy. You'd back him, wouldn't you?
I'll back him, yeah. Good teammate of mine.
And he scored, what was it, 9 points in the Sigerson final last year, and he has got the first score of this game. Dara Cregg, the captain for UCD, giving the home side the lead in just under 10 minutes. So it's taken nearly 10 minutes to get a score, but at least we've got one now. And that was looking for Barry McNulty. No, it wasn't. It was Barry McNulty trying to intercept, but he didn't quite manage it. Caulfield coming forward again for DCU. Advantage given. Looking up ahead, the goalkeeper is quite confident for UCD. Killian Roach, he's out around the 14. He's gone back a little bit now, but he's one of those goalkeepers that likes to come out and dictate and keep the defence on their toes. And that's going to be a free for DCU as well. Niall Dolan looking to take it quickly, but UCD, how many have they got up? Yeah, 13 behind the ball, so mirroring the way DCU have been at the other end. Now the referee says, was that 2 bounces?
I think it was, yeah. Good spot by Barry.
Yeah, and this is a chance now for UCD, because DCU haven't got all their players back. They're racing back now, and of course they will have more players there, but not as many as usual. So Cregg over on that side, he goes for it. Could this be the first score from play? It isn't. He drops it into the arms of the goalkeeper. And this is Dolan again from Raheen's, as I say, and that's going to be a foul by Moriarty on the 17. Dara Joyce Mayo man. And it's UCD now just dropping back as much as they can to sit in. And it's up to DCU now to try and get their first score of the game. So extremely low scoring. We were saying the Ulster University game was 6-5. Well, there is the first score from play. It's taken 11.5 minutes, and it's a good one in the end. It was rather straightforward in the end after all the effort that's been made. Well, he shaped the score and eventually put it over really nicely after the sort of dummy solo there. It was a good score. And was it Conor Dolan?
Was Conor Dolan, yeah. Again, lovely player. He actually scored 4 points last week in the game they had against I forget who they played now.
Was it MT or no UCC?
No,
it was MTU Kerry.
Kerry, sorry, yeah.
Kerry,
he had 4 points that day and was looking very sharp, and he started really well there today as well.
Captain Dublin under-20s, I believe, in 2023 from the Man of War club. That was the first from play, makes it 1-1. And there's that pattern again, very, very clear, Davy, isn't it? They tackle in packs there, and it's very effective.
It is, yeah. They're dropping a lot of men back in their defences. They're on it tonight now. They've limited UCD to maybe 2 shots from play in the first 12 minutes. Dara got a free and then dropped one short, but they're looking a lot more up for it so far than UCD are. And
they look really sharp on the counter. It hasn't transferred onto the scoreboard much, but it might be starting to do that now, and that's a foul. It's going to be a free in. There were 2 or 3 fouls there, I think.
Free out he's given.
Free out he's given. Was it over carrying? Oh, okay. Do you get my point, though, that when DCU turn over, they really transition very quickly?
They do, and that's key to it. I think you can have a lot of men back in any game, but if you're not transitioning fast, you're not going to cause the opposition any problems. But DCU's not doing that tonight. They're transitioning really fast. There's a great turnover there now.
That is a good turnover. And it's Niall Dolan who's going to feed it back out again. But they haven't really made them pay on the scoreboard so far. But you feel that if they're going to be transitioning that quickly and turnover like this, you sort of get a sense sometimes in games that is going to tell as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And again, just watching the way this game is panning out so far in the first 13, I think we're going to have to wait till 40-45 minutes to really see it opening up and lads taking men on and going maybe a wee bit more 15 on 15. But, you know, every team has their tactics, their way of playing, and we're just going to have to embrace it.
Interesting kicking style there, and it worked. He was very relaxed, as if he was almost not really going to give it much and then give it a boot. He didn't take a big run at it, but it was effective from Luke Marin, the Sligo man, and he got the distance, and that's 2 points to 1 on DCU, 2 in a row.
Yeah, and Luke, that's a good one for him. He'd settle him, he hit the post in his first free kick, so that's an even better one to get from a bit further out, and they've won the break again.
They have, and this is Conor Dolan. Nothing, not related to Niall Dolan, and that's a decent effort from there, is it? No, it's not. It's gone to the right. It's gone wide. He fancied it, I think, after the previous one, but that one off target. So 2 points to 1, 14 minutes exactly gone in this Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup round 2 game. Prize for the winners is a place in the quarterfinals. Losers will play a qualifier in round 3 for a quarterfinal place. The draw for all that will be tomorrow. Centre half forward Barry McNulty from Glencar, Manor Hamilton and Leitrim. What a spread of counties, all the way from Derry City all the way down. Apart from that, it's mainly Leinster and a spread of Connacht, a few boys from Roscommon and so on, and then you go down the country a little bit further than that to the likes of Kildare. This is UCD's number 9, Donegal Gilmore, the aforementioned Derry man from Steelstown, Brian Oakes, up there in Derry City. He's one of the vice captains of the team, by the way, along with Sam Callanan. But again, it's broken down. Just 2 points to 1, but I just feel DCU slightly more impressive, but only slightly, and a little bit more dangerous when they attack, and a little bit more effective, not quite in the score, but you feel that might just come. This man's been dangerous, Tom Pryor, but bottled up again, and that's good defending by Owen O'Connor. It was Darren McIlerney, the number 2, the Monaghan man who got back, sorry. And that is Sam Callanan now, one of the vice captains, coming out with the ball. And it must be difficult, Davy. I know you mightn't be in this position, but for players, I'm just thinking in the modern game, you just have to get up and down the field so much, especially a game like this. Is that another turnover?
Yeah.
Did he overcarry, or what happened there? I'm not sure.
Did he blew him for overcarrying? It was a wee bit harsh. He took the solo just as he blew the whistle, which, yeah, look, he maybe...
Well, he blew one a few minutes ago, you know. And
looks like he's going to be consistent on it.
Yeah. But a lot of turnovers now on both sides. You're seeing a lot of that. So nobody really getting on top. And the frees starting to become a little bit more important. Because we've only had the 1 score from play in 16 minutes. And we're not going to get one now. If a score here is going to be from a free. And as you say, might have got a bit of confidence. It's a lot of bounces. And again, that technique, and just gives it a real dig and puts it very high and puts it accurately over the bar as well. And that's 3 in a row now for DCU to take the lead here at UCD. And UCD's goalkeeper pinpoints that one nicely up to James Moran, who's from Killoe in Longford, but has to go back to his goalkeeper, Killian Roach. Leishman, off he goes. And he'll be looking for the number 8 for DCU because he's from his same club. That's Conor Heffernan. And he is now chasing back to try and prevent UCD from making progress. So UCD unable to get a score from play so far in the first 17 minutes on home ground here. They definitely should have had one at the start, but you know, some of these games can be very low scoring. Last week UCD beat UCC 0-12 to 0-5. That's what happens these days, not all the time, because DCU scored 222 against MTU Kerry. There's a ball played into the corner, but played too far into the corner and over the head, and UCD unable to figure out this DCU rearguard.
No, they're very solid back there. They're 15 back that time now, and again they've a turnover in the corner, but UCD has to squeeze this now and try not let them out to build their counter-attack, which they're doing. There we go, in the air.
They just bomb it. And it's going to be deflected. It's all about the break, and it's taken for UCD very well by Aaron Lynch. And Lynch plays it nicely and quickly into the arms to get the move going. And this is Brannock now going for it. Could this be the first one for play? It looks pretty good. Oh, it's just gone to the right. Unfortunate for UCD. They remain without a score from play. Now, this goalkeeper likes to get out and get on with things pretty quickly. That's Owen McGuinness. He's a Longford slasher. And he drills that one out to the side, and taking it quickly was a good idea. This is Ryan Donoghue now from Guyna. There's room over this side if they get it out here to Dara Joyce. No, it's been intercepted, and it's Barry McNulty, and he gives it to Brannock, and Brannock missed one a minute ago. Will he fancy another? No, he leaves it off this time, and that's a high one. Has he got it on target? I think it has just gone inside the post, and that was a really fast counter and a really good score as well for UCD to get their first score from play, and indeed it was Aaron Lynch.
Yeah, great score, but again, DCU's on the counter there. It was a great interception by Barry, and that's where UCD can hurt them if they turn them over high up the pitch, and DCU have a men back, they can go at them then. A great score.
So free awarded for DCU.
Yeah, he pointed the wrong way, I think, yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Seems to be.
I was looking down and looked up, and I just thought he'd given it and realised it was the wrong decision.
We nudge in the back.
Yeah. This is Callum Bolton. 19 minutes gone, so 3-2. I think the word I use for games like this is cagey. But it's even, it's interesting, it's intriguing, even though it's low scoring. And as you said, Davy, it will open up as the game goes on. This is just pretty typical first half stuff.
Yeah, it is. And again, it's similar to any quarterfinals we would have played, and teams just sort of figure each other out. But it will, you know, the last 10 or 15 minutes, it will open up because someone is going to want that spot in the quarterfinal.
And that is Mike Anani, number 4, being spoken to there and given a yellow card and penalised. And this could be an equaliser. It's made things a lot easier for Craig. And a card as well for McEnany. Doesn't make life easy for him. So Dara Cregg, the captain of UCD from Boyle in County Roscommon, to level the situation on exactly bang on 20 minutes. And yep, he nails that one. And we are back where we started. Teams level, and 2 in a row now for UCD. And as I said, this goalkeeper likes to take it out quickly, Owen McGuinness, and likes to arrow it to the sides, looking to take it as quickly as he can. DCU have runners all over the field. They're trying to get a little bit of position, and he's trying to pinpoint it into a gap, and does. Breaks nicely for them and was deflected for them, and now they have a chance to counter indeed, because Conor Heffernan, the man I managed, has the ball, but he comes across the field instead of going direct. He's had to come, but they've come back now to Niall Dolan, and now he fancies it, and that's gone to the right, I think, and it has gone well to the right, and in fact it's even gone over the ball net. He hit it that high, and no score. 3-3, 21 minutes.
Yeah, it was good. It was well limited now. It was a 50-50 shot. UCD be happy with that. The defence was set up, and again snatched at it, and they've another wide in the board.
Killian Roach arrows that one out to the side for Sam Callanan, one of his vice captains. The run from Charlie Drum, number 6. Haven't mentioned him so far. He's from the Downs in Westmeath. Fullback is Theo Clancy from Crokes. Not Dr. Crokes, Kilmacud Crokes down the road from here. Now, Malachi Stone is number 4 for UCD from Barndarrig and Wicklow. That's Bolton leaving it off, and they're trying to get on the ball here, trying to get it to the shooters, and that's a tricky one, but well taken by the goalkeeper Owen McGuinness for DCU. I think I would count maybe as a pass, maybe he was going for a point, but neither worked. And this is Caulfield now leading the charge, showing leadership as the captain of DCU, approaching the end of the 22nd minute. And the kick comes in and it's just popped up in the air beautifully, majestically in fact, for the lead again for DCU. Good quick counter and a very nice finish, which I'm sure, Davy, you would appreciate.
Beautiful finish. It's that man Dolan again, I think this time on his left foot. But again, we're talking maybe 10 seconds it took DCU to go from the keeper catching the ball right up to the other end of the field, and a beautiful score. That's probably the best score of the game.
And it makes it 4-3, 22 minutes gone. So it's really even, and it's up and down the field, which is good to see. Both teams starting to go with a little bit more abandon, and that's a lovely ball played into the forwards. That's a way to take out all sorts of numbers of defenders, and it's a chance for Aaron Lynch to maybe get an equaliser. He bamboozles the defence, but in the end it's a great block coming in there to stop him, and I'm looking to see who it was to give him the credit for that, because he threw one defender off but couldn't get past the next one, and it was number 17 actually, wasn't it? It was Dara Joyce. Yeah. Good block.
Done really well, showed him onto his weaker foot, but again it was a quick ball in by UCD. That's what they're going to have to keep doing, getting the ball in early. He took him on well, probably could have shot a wee bit earlier, but again great defending as you alluded to.
4-3, 23 minutes gone, 7 to half time then in this Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup round 2 clash between the two Dublin colleges. DCU from the north side, UCD here at home in Belfield, and it's DCU on the attack in the yellow. Their captain Ryan Donoghue, vice captain of the team from Ghana in Cavan, and they attack down that left side again, and they've had most of their success on the scoring board from that left hand side, strangely enough, mainly from this man Conor Dolan. Now they come out to Joyce, who made that block, and they are having to get up and down the field, defend 1 minute and attack the next. This is Brian Masterson now to Ethan Dunne, fancies it, and he's got it. That's why he fancied it. He knew he could get it, and that is an excellent score as well. He got a goal in the league final before Christmas, and the Dublin senior nailed that one, the man from Skerries, with a fine point, and that has finally given them a 2-point lead. 5-3, 24 minutes, David. Great score.
Absolutely great score. Well walked, Ethan Dunne on his right foot. Beautiful score. And again, DCU be really happy with this opening half. They've frustrated UCD a wee bit. They've only got 1 point from play, 2 frees, but DCU be really happy.
Well, I did say a 2-point lead. They actually had a 2-point lead earlier, didn't they? It was 3-1, back to 3-all, and now 2 in a row for DCU to take that lead. 5-3, 24 and a half minutes gone. But UCD now on the attack, and very sharp. They are as well moving it forward, just haven't been as deadly in front of the posts, and forced to come all the way back out now, and DCU defending so well. In fact, now they have 14 behind the ball, so that pattern resumes again. Pressure is on UCD to find a way. They're trying with all sorts of runs and quick hands, but they're just not being able to make any inroads, so they go back to their goalkeeper, Killian Roche from Kalishan and Laois. Boy, would he love to get a score. Instead he threads it through, pops up, which the forward didn't want, but he gets fouled, and he'll be glad to get that, because this is a chance for Dara Cregg to put it over, and he indeed will fancy it from there. Well, he scored one off each boot, and this will be another from the right. But yeah, the goalkeeper involved there, he's from Kalishan, and he'd love to run back and say to Conor Heffernan of DCU from the same home club that he got a point and Conor hasn't, but instead he'll maybe get an assist, if we can call it that, for the ball played through. This ended up now in this free chance for Craig to bring his team back into it, but he hasn't measured that one, didn't have the direction or the distance.
No, I actually think he just made a caught it on the top of his foot. It wasn't a good connection, but yeah, a bit of a let off for DCU now.
Just checking the live stream is okay. Seems to be going well, with a huge audience of 2,000 devices on this game, which is terrific to see, and great to be able to bring this game to you here tonight from UCD. Lots of interest all around the country, and of course from Dublin, as it is a Dublin derby, and Dublin the most represented team. The ball played nicely through, and a little shimmy one way or the other from Cregg, who hasn't had an awful lot of joy so far, and neither have many of the UCD forwards, because DCU have been so good, but they put a lot of energy into the first half, and they have indeed got a turnover, and you can see how delighted they were with that. It was like getting a score. 26 and a half minutes gone, nearly 27 minutes gone. They lead 5-3, and this is where I get the feeling that there's going to be more gaps as the game goes on, because UCD tiring a little bit, and with this running up and down the pitch, and DCU almost enjoying, well, not almost, they are enjoying their defensive achievements in there, and they just seem a little bit more dangerous on the transition. They seem to find more gaps there, but they haven't at the moment, unless McEnany connects. He doesn't connect well, but Dunne connected beautifully a minute ago, goes for another one and does it again. 2 in a row from Dunne, and that's how to do it from Dunne.
It was, and I'm sure Greg McEnany might be claiming the assist for that one to his former Skerries man, but it was well blocked down, bit of luck that you need, and again, great another score by Ethan Dunne.
And not the first time that those two have linked up from the same club. And that's now 6 points to 3 for DCU. So just opening up a little bit of a lead coming up to half time. 2 minutes or so to go. Comes back out to Luke Marin. And yeah, I don't know, it was sort of a sense I was getting, Davy, that DCU might just pull away, and they fancy this one from distance. Now, I presume that was a pass, was it? It hasn't worked out though. But yeah, I just feel they're beginning to warm to this game.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely, their tails is up. They're getting great energy from the turnovers in the back line, and they're really attacking a place. But UCD's been caught a wee bit slow now. They still haven't unlocked the master the blanket defence. They're going to need to regroup at half time and get going again.
So we're into the last 2 minutes of the first half, and UCD with just the 3 points on the board, and I think that kick might be going astray as well, and it has, and it's going to be a DCU ball, and they come over with a bit of urgency. They want to try and push on. Not so easy to do, but yeah, they just seem to be on top of them in a DCU, not just on the scoreboard. They've finally made it pay on the scoreboards. This is Ryan Donoghue. And they don't mind trying from distance as well, and they'll try and work it to get it to Ethan Dunne again, because he's got 2, but this one has gone to the right. It's gone very high, but it's gone to the right, and that one has gone wide. But they are finding more gaps in there, and a lot of them through the middle as well, which is a bit worrying for UCD.
Yeah, again, just it was good play actually into Luke, and he turned around, just probably connected it a wee bit wrong, but the wind has picked up slightly going down to the right hand side, probably with DCU a small bit, so we must make note of that for the second half.
Absolutely. So it's UCD playing from right to left in the blue, and that's a high challenge on Dara McIlerney, and the referee walking over with one hand in his pocket looking for his book, and that will be the second yellow card. But there hasn't really been anything like that in the game, and to be fair, it just was one of those ones, wasn't it? There was no malice in it.
No, it'll make Barry's job easy. Just flash the yellow and move on. It was just the way he caught him a wee bit high.
These lads all know each other so well around the college scene and county scene, I'm sure, through the years. A lot of respect out there, and they're just getting on and playing the game in the last 10 seconds now of the first half. And coming forward now, this is Callanan for UCD. They could do with a wee score coming up to half time. They have had a few chances, they just haven't found their range, and I think they've only scored the 1 point from play in the entire first half. Callum Bolton. Sometimes, you know, when they don't find their main man Cregg, and they don't get scores from elsewhere, as the game goes on, might get a little bit more demoralised, just slightly, or just enough to maybe lose their momentum. The goalkeeper puts it in there. Is he going for a score? It's gone to the left, and it's kept in play, so maybe it was a pass, but they still haven't found a way to goal. And look at the tenacious defending from DCU. They've got their system in there, and they've just forced them all the way out and all the way across. They're still not making any progress, but Clancy now tries to do something in added time at the end of the first half to try and get something. Moriarty now caught the first ball of the game, I think, and he's put that one to the right, and they're not far away with these shots, but you know, they're missing again.
Yeah, again, it was well worked there. Long ball in from Killian, kept it in well alive. They recycle it back out, and yeah, that's half time there now. So
that is indeed
DCU be much the happier of the two at half time.
You reckon?
Absolutely, yeah. They've played some great stuff now, so they've got back in numbers, counter-attacked at pace, and they'll definitely be happier.
4 minutes to go in the Ulster University UL game, and the defending champions leading 1-8 to 1-7. Just a point in it there. And ATU Sligo leading ATU Galway by a point. And University of Galway, oh my goodness, against Queen's University, 4-14 to 4 points. So that's Queen's going out. Lost to St Mary's and losing heavily there as well. And a University of Galway, after winning it 2 years ago, seem to be back all right. MTU Cork 6 points, TUS Midlands 9 points. That's after 44 minutes. TUD 3-11 against St Mary's 2-7, and that's 15 to go on that. And still in the first half in Maynooth, and they are hammering ATU Donegal 2-10 to 2 points. That's you up to date with the other 6 games here in Belfield. We've had 31 minutes and it's 6 points to 3. We'll take a break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes time because the players haven't gone in, so it won't take that long for the second half, but we will be back shortly. Told you it would only be 5 or 6 minutes. We're ready to go again with the students from UCD and DCU, and it's going to be the home team in the blue UCD, University College Dublin. And they are going to be playing from left to right here in Belfield, and in particular it is the Dave Billings Park. And the referee is Barry Tiernan, appropriately enough a dub, not just because it's local but also because there's a lot of dubs out there. Beautifully taken by Ethan Dunne, one of those dubs from Skerry's Harps, and gets it to Ryan Donoghue, Cavan man, and over to the left here. And I thought we were going to maybe get something exciting at the start, but instead they're just recycling and going back out the field again and out to Ronan Gallagher. He's from Downings and Donegal. I did mention the spread over the country, and I mentioned the Derry City man, number 9 for UCD, Gilmore. Well, Downings is even further up, I think, geographically, up in Donegal there. It's almost as far as you can go, and that's Ronan Gallagher. His dad would be Mick for our older viewers from Donegal who might want to know the connection there. Donoghue, one of the vice captains, or the vice captain of the team for DCU. It's UCD who have 2 vice captains, Gilmore, the aforementioned, and Sam Callanan. And I'm talking away here, but I know that the ball is just going round and sideways, and now it goes forward from Donoghue. All possession for DCU so far, and they claim a mark. And is that 13? It is. It's Luke Marin. So he fancies this for the first score at the start of the second half. Very cagey in the first half, but DCU just pulled away towards the end, and this to give them a 4-point lead. Well, he's got a lot of height on it. There's snow in that one, but it's not going to do. It's gone to the right and wide. Goalkeeper for UCD is Killian Roach from Caletion in Leach, coming out looking to take this quickly and just gives it short. DCU not pressing high. The press will come maybe on the next challenge or two, as DCU wait for UCD to come forward a little bit, which is exactly what they're doing now. It's almost like they're setting a bit of a trap. That's what the teams do these days, letting them have it up to halfway, but then they get 2 or 3 players in and around, maybe even more. They wait for the player to come into the trap and then they really go for it, and that's what happened in the first half. So UCD having to move it around as much as they possibly can to try and find a way through, but it's not easy. Then the run comes through. This is good play, but where can he get? He gets a bit of support. The support comes in from Gilmore. He doesn't fancy it on his left, leaves it off though. This is good play by UCD, but they just also can't find a way, so they come back out to their number 30. So a change at half-time, and number 21. 2 men have come in at half-time for UCD, combining there. And the 21, and that eventually does go over the bar, and it's a nice score. I was looking down to see who the 21 was. Senan Forker, of course, from Castleknock, another dub. And the number 30, I don't have written down actually, but good score from UCD, wasn't it? Well worked.
Yeah, 30 there. They've actually 3 changes. Mark McNally 28, Senan 21, and 30 is Ben O'Carroll.
You're right,
from
that's
Roscommon.
right. Yeah.
So he was injured all last year. Big loss to UCD, but no doubt to have him back there tonight, and it was a great score from him. So UCD be happy with that start.
Yeah. It looked like there might be a score at the other end, but as UCD have got it back to 6-4, and as a neutral we like to have a nice close game. But I think, Davy Garland, you're going to be proved right. This is going to be a last 10 minutes game, but hold on, here's an effort for DCU, and he lashes that one over the bar. Indeed, that was a good reply. So yeah, the second half has started very, very brightly, and it was all about the support play. Good strong run as well, and driven over, and it was the number 7, the captain, Kieran Caulfield.
Kieran Caulfield, great pace, great off the shoulder. Luke Maron, great ball went inside, giving it off to Kieran, and again great score. And again we've 5 minutes gone, 2 scores from play, so it's just starting to open up a wee bit. I'd say UCD's going to have to go for a wee bit more to claw back in the 3-point deficit.
Kickouts. Finds, or does it? Well, it finds a free for the foul, and now fed up to the 21 that we were talking about, Forker again. No ball in there, impossible for the defender, but difficult for the forward to pick up, but he does well. Cregg, as you might expect, 9 points in the Sigerson final last year, and still ended up on a losing team. O'Donnell now. So UCD, 3 men in at half time, and they've made a difference so far. 7 points to 4. Still a 3-point gap, but playing with a lot more urgency, and they're moving the ball around very ambitiously as well. A little bit faster. That was probably the message at half time. Move it faster. That's the way you can unlock defences. Callanan now coming forward, and they're going for the gaps and trying to run into them and in, looking for the support. trying to get an angle here, get a little bit closer. And the effort from serious distance is a superb one, and that's a brilliant score for UCD. That's their second of the half, and I haven't just imagined it, but they have really upped the stakes. And Callum Bolton there from Sarsfields in Kildare with a fine finish.
Yeah, absolutely. As you alluded to, they're moving the ball a lot quicker across. We were talking in the first half, they were moving it laterally, but it was way too slow. That time it went from side to side really quickly, had the shooter in the pocket and a great score.
7-5-2 in it. It's been a good 6 minutes at the start of the second half. Both teams have had a bit of a talking to, and the push there was from Forker. And yeah, the new men have made a difference too. 28, did you say McNally, is it? Yeah, Mark McNally from Ballantyre St John's. So a couple more dubs thrown in. This is another dub. Owen O'Connor Flanagan, number 2, gives it off to Tom Pryor. Pryor's been dangerous, but has been pushed literally almost over the sideline there, but does at least get the free, and the referee's going to bring that one in as well. I'm not sure why he brought it in there. Was it a little bit of afters, Davy?
Bit of dissent, yeah, a bit of back. Shall he move on for UCD up in the first half? I think he's just maybe evening that score up now.
Yeah, it was exactly the same place too.
Yeah.
And that was led to Dara Cregg getting the first score of the game for UCD. But a chance here to make it 2-2 in the second half for DCU. And you certainly would put money on him. The first one he hit of the day hit the post. This one, as he takes another step inside and he nails it. So 7 minutes in, we've had 4 scores, but the standard of play has been much more interesting.
It has, yeah. It's a lot more quicker, a lot more faster. Even the skills, like in the first half, there's a lot of kick passes kicked away. It's much better now in the second half, and hopefully to keep it up, we'll have a last entertaining 20 minutes.
Did I say Ben O'Donnell? It's Ben O'Carroll.
O'Carroll, yeah.
So Carroll, of course, Ben O'Carroll, sorry. Who's the number 30 who came in at half time. UCD obviously knew they had something to do differently. That's well kept in along the line there by Charlie Drum, and he feeds it now to McNally, and now it's UCD looking dangerous on a transition. Not as much in the first half as DCU, but they are looking a lot livelier now, and some of the DCU defenders looking a little bit laboured coming back. So the game is definitely opening up, and that effort has gone to the right and wide, and he was disappointed with that, and it went very wide, but could have been a score there, Davy.
Yeah, it was good play again, as you said, the quick counter. They'd be disappointed to come away from that one without a score now, but again, much more better by UCD. They're well livened up at half time. They seem to have figured out the defence, but DCU now back in the attack
with McEnany, and now across to Masterson. As DCU try to come forward, they still have their 3-point lead they had at half time, but it's definitely been under threat a lot more. They've been pegged back to 2, but they've replied both times, and Dunne looking to reply again, and he's fouled there by Callum Bolton, and that a fair distance out, but no descent this time, so it's not moved in, and that would be a tricky one, but he'll fancy it as he's been on form tonight. And that would be for a 4-point lead. That'd be the first time in the game now. If he puts this over, it would be the first time DC would have a 4-point lead. You consider last week they beat MTU Kerry, scored 222. They've been limited to 8 points so far tonight. That's just been the way that this Dublin derby has been played, as you might expect. Both teams well matched, but DCU just with the edge. And you see the UCD banner in the background as the DCU player puts it extremely high, and it goes to the left. It just curled a little bit. Don't think it had the distance or the direction at any point, but it wasn't that far away, but still remains 8 points to 5 coming up to 10 minutes into the second half, and John Dively, the manager, just pacing up and down in front of me for UCD. I remember him managing Maynooth, by the way, back in 2012, would you believe, Davy? And that was a final that was played in Galway. Mike Bohan was on the sideline as one of the DCU background team, and Dively was in there with Maynooth. They'd only ever won the Sigerson once, and that was at St Patrick's College in Maynooth way back in 1976, and that day they came up against DCU, who just happened to have a lot of very, very talented players. What a team they had that day. Let's put it like this, they brought Michael Murphy on as a sub.
It's never a bad saying that.
And that was in his prime. What a team that was, and what a chance here. Oh, I thought that was maybe going to develop into something, but didn't. Ended up going tamely wide, but the threat, we haven't had a goal threat so far, have we?
No,
that's maybe the nearest.
Yeah, that was a nice backdoor cut. The pass was just maybe a wee bit in front of him. He just flicked it. Tough chance to flick in, but again, the danger was there.
A goal obviously would be crucial in this game. I know that sounds a bit obvious to say, but we haven't talked about goals at all, but there's just a suggestion of one now. Luke Brannock now for UCD. goal would, of course, level it for them, but hard to find a way through to get a point, never mind a goal for them. O'Carroll takes over. Oh, it's lovely pace by him to turn inside his man, and he turns inside another one and leaves off a lovely ball as well. And it is an effort. Oh, well, I said there might be a goal coming, and it has been delivered for UCD, and what a finish it was. And it was from the fullback, Theo Clancy, from Kilmacud Crooks, just up the road from here, the nearest club to Belfield. He knows that pitch. He knows this one. What a pass, what great play, and what a finish.
Yeah, great finish. Any full-back around the country be proud of that one now of Theo. Hell of a finish. Great pace by Ben O'Carroll to cut in off the side, dink back in on the left, and then a lovely fist pass into Theo's path, and very clinical from the full-back. But UCD needed that now, and it might lift their spirits.
There was a great goal last week for Sligo from, I think it was their full-back as well. It's nice to see them getting forward, and they can finish as well. That's two of them. So if we're looking for a goal of the season, it could be two of the fullbacks here up there with the main contenders. That was a great finish, and it's livened this game up 1-5 to 8. We are now leveling. It's raised the tempo a little bit because this is the other fullback, Alex Gavin, now from Ballybowden St Enda's coming forward. DCU injecting more pace, and you can hear the crowd now as well. They're really getting into this game. We now have a game on, and this is good play by Tom Pryor. And he's trying to get clear. Referee watching very closely, doesn't give a free, and the effort comes in. Is that going to bend in? It's just come off the post and ends up in the net now. Oh, a little bit of fortune there for DCU, but they have replied right away with a goal within just about 90 seconds. A little bit fortunate, but they'll take it. The man on the end of it was Luke Marin from Sligo. He was the one that was alert, and they're back in front by 3.
Yeah, you make your own luck some days now, and that was very lucky for DCU, but again, from the goal from Theo, they won their own kick out. Theo Clancy, the fullback, driving forward. Tom Pryor done really well, took his man on, was probably a wee bit half fouled. Got it to Greg. Greg's shot just dropped off the post. It was probably a wee bit laxy-daisy from him, and a bit of luck to get it into the net. And again, it's livened the game up even more.
But there was pace in their attack. You could see that. They really wanted to react to the goal, and boy, did they do that. Now it's UCD are having to react. That's Bolton playing the ball in. This game has taken a new energy. I was talking about no goals, and all of a sudden we get 2 in about 90 seconds, maybe even less. This is O'Carroll. He created the goal a minute ago. Back to Bolton, back to himself. He looked as if he might fancy it there. He's been really, really lively, and it's good to see him coming into this game and doing so well. This is Forker now. It makes you wonder why those 3 guys weren't starting. I suppose it's easier sometimes to come in. This is Barry McNulty, and that's a good score as well. Back to a 2-point game. This is just a different game to the first half.
Yeah, again, we were saying that, alluding to it. It's going to open up, and again, UCD, great response from them from the setback at the goal. Worked it really well in the corner, as you said. Ben O'Carroll showing really good, lively signs, which is great to see. Over to the far side, and Barry with a lovely score off the left.
DCU's goalkeeper then, Owen McGuinness, just drives it up the middle, lets the big lads go for it. On the break, it's Dara Cregg, who's really fast, and who pinches it and sends it into the corner where you might expect him to be sometimes. Instead, he's the provider. Is that O'Carroll over there? It looked the way he was shaping there. This is Cregg again. And Cregg hasn't been on the score sheet as much as he would usually. He's been the provider instead. This effort's coming in and going to the right-hand side from Forker. And they do have more urgency, but not as much joy in front of goal on that occasion. 44 minutes, 14 minutes have flown by. It's a 2-point game, a place in the quarterfinals up for grabs for the winners of this Dublin derby, which is now a rip-roaring game for the big crowd, dotted all the way around. In fact, you'll see some of it in your camera shots, but behind the camera to my right and left, it's a couple deep. And lots of interest in this game, and lots of interest online as well. And that's a foul, and a chance here for UCD to get it back to a 1-point game with exactly 15 minutes to go. And Davy, I think you're going to be proved exactly right. This is going to be one of those last 10s.
Hopefully so now. It'll be the first time in my life I was ever right. No, UCD's definitely playing with a different tempo this half. They figured out the DCU defence. They're starting to win the midfield battle too, which is crucial. And hopefully now this free goes over and it's back to a 1-point game. We're in for a last good 15 minutes.
John Dively has gone on to make a positional switch. He's talking to Sen and Forker. I'm not sure what exactly he's saying to him, but it seemed to be a positional switch, not a player switch, as in a personnel switch, as in a sub. Yeah, he seems to be sending Theo Clancy out to the left, is it? No, it's not that. He's just gone to the left. He's saying something to Barry McNulty. Anyway, a subtle change that could make a difference. 1 point in it. They've done well. UCD to respond to the goal, haven't they?
Yes, they have hit 2 points in a row.
You go up with your goal, you go down, but they've replied with 2 scores and could have had a third as well. And they've been really good on the break, and that's brave play on the break as well to go down and win that from Cregg, as you'd expect. 4th year in the Sigerson Cup. Great performance in the Sigerson final last year. I think he could player of the match that night, even though his team lost. And he is carrying on here. He desperately wants to do well this year in the Sigerson and get into the quarterfinals tonight. And this might level it now for the home team. Puts it very high, but has it gone to the right? No, I think it's just no, it's gone wide. It's gone wide. That was a huge chance, Davy.
Yeah, let off there. Now it was great play from Dara. Him and Ben have a great understanding. 2 Roscommon men won the mark, and again just snatched the shot. Maybe a wee bit of rustiness, but still they're creating the opportunities. We're going to have a lot more to go in the last 15 minutes.
But would you have rustiness after 3 quarters though? You know, it's just. Sometimes you feel that the technique, you hit it too hard, or maybe it was a bit of a wind or something we were talking about, but it seems to have died.
Yeah,
strange one. Maybe it's just pressure as well.
Yeah, that too. Could be thinking about maybe trying to get the next ball or next score and just taking the free a wee bit for granted.
But a let off. Definitely a let off for DCU, but it's all UCD the last 5 minutes. They've made a switch, by the way. Their full forward DCU, Niall Dolan, has gone off, so a switch for DCU. They've got on fresh legs as well. That's a nice ball popped down in front of the forward, and I think that's the man who just came in for them. That's 24, that's Johnny McGrody, but doesn't come to anything. That's another player from the Downings club in Donegal on the field then. But UCD have it back, and they are pressuring really well. The man who got the goal, Clancy, played down into the corner with a man whose number has been soiled by the mud, but I'm pretty sure it's Aaron Lynch. May have got him mixed up a little bit earlier on, but it is Lynch, and he's bottled up now. And has he got a free? No, he hasn't. He touched it on the ground. Free out for DCU. Well, it's tight and it's tense out there coming into the last 12 minutes of the game. Both teams going for it. DCU have that lead, but they cannot sit on it. So they're going looking for a score. But apart from the goal, and I know it was a goal, they haven't scored for quite a while, Davy.
Yeah, that's right. DCU were 6-3 up at half time, and you know, they got 1-2 in the second half, but you're right, they haven't really posed the same threat they have in the first half, haven't countered with the same pace.
But they do now. Here's a little bit of threat. Connor Heffernan's forward, and he might have got it. Well, has it over? No, it's wide. Hold on, the referee's gone in to talk. Some of the players definitely said wide, but they would, the defenders. The umpire said wide. He would have been nearest it. And the referee is going in to have a second conversation. I think he's going to give this, you know. No, it's a 45. It's a 45. Sorry, I misread that one. It was a touch that he had spotted in there, so he was maybe just checking if the umpire had seen that as well. But it is a 45 for DCU. But yeah, I can't remember the last point they scored. They've got 1-8 on the board, but at half time it was 6-3. Yeah, 6-3. So they've only scored 1-2. And those 2 points they got were in the first 5 minutes.
Correct, yep.
So it's 14 minutes since they've scored a point. Doesn't matter, of course. They're leading by 1 point. That's all that matters. Now, for a 2-point lead, Ryan Donoghue. 11 minutes to go, but this has eaten up quite a bit of time, actually. Taking his time. Looks like he fancies it. Digs it really well, you know. Has it gone over? Waiting for the umpire to make sure. And yes, really, really good strike. Well, that's why he took his time. He knew he could do it. And now 2 UCD subs going in. They need more fresh legs. 27 and 20 going in for UCD. 27 is Paul Honeyman. He's from Ballinamore. Sean O'Heslan. Same as Tom Pryor on the other side, the number 15. And did I say 20? Ryan O'Toole from Scottstown and Monaghan. Can't have enough Monaghan men, David.
Absolutely not. And again, two great players to add in. Paul Honeyman was freshers last year for UCD and had a very good season. And then you've Ryan obviously back with Scottstown from their Ulster campaign. So again, they'll be looking to keep driving UCD forward here. Aaron
Lynch has come off. He's one of the players who's come off. Oh, hold on. Yeah, they've got it here. And now they feed it to the man who got the goal all the way back there. Now that's Clancy.
Donna Gilmore was the other man that came off as well.
Gilmore's off as well. I thought we were going to get some full times there, maybe from some of the Sigerson games. We'll get them for you now as we follow the play, because it's with the UCD goalkeeper Killian Roach. Now they come forward, and DCU trying to get players back, but not with the same energy they had earlier on, even though there's some fresh legs there. That's O'Carroll playing it quickly and sharply into the corner, looking for Cregg. It's still a 2-point game for DCU. We're into the last 10 minutes of the game. Elsewhere in the Sigerson, as I keep an eye on the play here as they feed it out to Callum Bolton. They're just trying to get into the scoring zone here. And ATU Sligo have beaten ATU Galway by a point, 114 to 113. And the champions have survived just about by a point as I watched that one drop beautifully over the bar. And was it Cregg, Davy?
No, Killian Roach, the goalkeeper, actually got up that time, yeah.
All right, let me watch it again. I was looking at the scores. Oh, the keeper comes up. You're right. What a beauty.
That was
Cregg can score.
The new rules with Jim watching, that'll be a 2-pointer as well. So yeah, look, Killian Roach is that in his locker. He was player of the week for Laois a few times last year because he was actually scoring 3 or 4 points a game, so he was for Laois. So again, he's that in his locker and a great score. But DCU are on the attack.
I shouldn't be taking my eyes off this game because now it's DCU on the attack and they feed it to Dunne. Ethan Dunne feeds it through nicely. There's a goal on here. They don't need one, but it could maybe finish the job. The challenge comes in. Referee says no foul. It was a brilliant tackle, actually. We'll maybe get a look at that again in a moment. That looked like a goal-saving challenge for UCD that keeps them right in this game. Only a point in it. A goal there would have been a hammer blow with 8 minutes to go. The defending champions, Ulster University, are through. They've survived against UL 110 to 19. A tight one there, but they have survived, and it's UCD in this rip-roaring finish to this game. The other games have all finished. Queens were heavily beaten in their game, so they have gone after losing to St Mary's as well. I'm reluctant now to look down and give you more results because this game, you just can't take your eyes off it. It's one end and then the other. It's turned into a really entertaining game. The second half's been terrific. Nice turn as well, and as he got it over. Beauty, absolute beauty. Some cracking scores in the second half.
Definitely so, and UCD's getting a lot more joy with the ball into the forward line, especially since Ben O'Carroll come on. That was Jerome Moriarty that time, spun in a sixpence and a lovely shot over the bar, and we're level.
Is that the right score? I'm reading TUD 314, St Mary's 311. After TUD were about 15 points up. What a comeback, but not enough. MTU Cork have beaten TUS Midlands it's the other way around. TUS Midlands 17 and MTU Cork 112, and University of Galway beat Queens heavily. That's you up to date. And the ball back in play again, and UCD have turned it over again, and here they come. Level scores, and that's an ambitious look ball, but a good ball, and they've got it to the right man as well. He's bottled up by Alex Gavin, but Cregg manages to keep possession. Well, little tug there. The referee hasn't given advantage, just says play on. There's a chance here for the lead, and it is the number 10. It is Cormac Egan, I think, over there, but just as it looked like there might be a chance, it seemed to go, but now they have a free in, and this is a big opportunity for the home team, who I don't think have been ahead since maybe the first 5 minutes or something. Remember they were 1-0 up, I think.
They got 1-0 up, yeah.
So right at the start of the game, and now right at the end of the game. But they've done really well to come back. A bad angle way over in the left corner, but a great opportunity, and they deserve it. Can't see who it is with 6 minutes to go. Who's that over there?
It's Cregg, yeah.
It is Cregg, of course it is. A little bit dark over on that side for me to see from that distance, but it's Cregg, the captain, for the lead. Has he got it?
Yeah, I think he has.
I'm just waiting. I always wait for the umpires. I should have trusted you. I should have trusted Cregg. They have the lead. UCD have come back. Now lead, and now it's DCU throwing on fresh legs in the last 5-6 minutes of the game because they now are under pressure. And to be fair, it's been coming.
It has, yeah. And again, as you alluded in the first half, the system they're playing is very tough on the body to keep everyone dropping back, and then they're counter-attacking, which is really good in the first half, and they did deserve the lead at half-time. But UCD have now found the key to success, which is they've took on a couple of changes, they've their own fresh legs, and they've got the ball into the forwards, and they rightly lead now by a point.
The sub who's come in for DCU, 26, Liam Kelly from Ratos in Meath. Dunne won that one from the kick-out. He's such a good target man. They've got important possession, 5 minutes, still a long way to go. A lot will happen in that time, but UCD have got the lead. They've edged themselves in front here at home, and it would be a famous victory for them and a sweet one against #first-class rivals, as Electric Ireland tell us. But DCU coming again now. This is their number 11, Donoghue, scored a great 45. Only went for that one, and he thought he might just measure it in, but it just tailed away pretty soon after it came off his boot. But it was a good effort, and he had to go for it, and that would have levelled it but didn't. So 4.5 to go, and now it's a UCD goalkeeper who is in no particular rush to get restarted here. Just taking his time, and no big movement either from his players. Now they're making a little bit of move. In fact, the goal scorer Clancy is asking for it. Comes out to this side, and it's well taken by Dara McIlerney from Drumhoen in Monaghan. And now they come forward. Luke Brannock from Ballantyre St John's. That's a brilliant ball, arrowed in. Very difficult for the defender, but proves difficult for the forward as well eventually. He does brilliantly, though. I think that was Craig, was it? No, it was a number 30.
Carroll,
it was O'Carroll again. He did brilliantly to keep possession there from that and to find his man. For a 2-point lead, UCD coming forward now. Dunne comes back to try and close the angle, and a desperate challenge coming in from DCU, and it is getting to a desperate stage for DCU, leading for so much of the game. And they had that goal, they had another goal chance, but they've got it now. They've intercepted, and a chance for them on the break to get at least an equaliser. It's Conor Dolan, and he just bombs it forward. He's looking for Donoghue, and he's fouled. The defender just came over the back of him, Charlie Drum, and this is a big chance, but still a fair distance out, Davy.
It was, yeah, and again DCU will be disappointed with that. It was a lackadaisy pass across laterally. I think Ryan O'Donoghue, the Cavan man, bought that free also pretty well. Charlie was probably claiming on his back a wee bit. So Luke, big free from here now to tie us up into the last 3 minutes.
So number 13, Luke Marin, with the chance. We're right behind it. A few of the balls have kicked into that direction, have gone to the left. Maybe that's a little bit of the breeze, although I don't see much evidence of that in the flags, but maybe it's just the way the game's been played. So he's going for the far post, and that looks good to me. I think he's arrowed that beautifully. Oh, that's a great score under pressure for the draw game with 2.5 minutes to go. Luke Marin from Sligo can handle the pressure.
Absolutely, great free, great score, and again, good move by DCU. Probably got a bit of luck with the free, but they'll take it, and we're level.
We certainly are. With a couple of minutes to go, and it's turned into a really, really entertaining game. Another sub coming on, 27 for DCU, and he's been sent way up into, or way back into the defence. That one nicely taken by O'Toole. Yep. Yeah, I knew you'd be in there with a Monaghan man, Scottstown man.
Always look after your own.
Callanan for UCD, pegged back level. This is Barry McNulty as UCD go looking for the lead. They come back out to McNally. All the subs having such an impact now. Forker, the midfielder Bolton, who has had a really good game, comes back out to McNally. From Ballantyre St John's, he's not the only Ballantyre St John's man out there tonight. Lots of dubs, but a great spread from all over the country, from Donegal, Derry, Leitrim, Kildare, all over the place. He takes his mark. Craig, under serious pressure, it has to be said, from Gavin, but took it, and he fancies it from here. And I'm not going to doubt him this time, Davy, but it's a real serious distance out. But Craig is the man for the moment. This for the lead, and maybe even for the win. Dara Cregg, 9 points in the Sigerson final last year. Now to put one over on the first-class rivals, as Electric Ireland would say. Oh, is it going? Oh, of course it is. The captain steps up. Cometh the man, cometh the hour, cometh the hour, cometh the man. What a score. 1 point lead.
Yeah, again, great play by the two Roscommon men. Ben linked up with him, lovely for the mark. And again, you trusted me this time not to doubt him, and he put it over. Great score.
Great score under pressure. Absolutely brilliant score. The last 30 seconds now, and it's DCU desperate to get forward. And UCD, if you think about it, they've scored 1-8, you know, in the second half, Davy, haven't they? You know, they've won the second half 1-8 to 1-6.
1-8 to 1-4.
Right, 1-4. Well,
yeah.
They scored 6 in the first half. Yeah, I got my sums wrong, but yeah. The point is that UCD have had a very good second half to this game, and it's up to DCU now as we go into added time. And the man stepping up, I think he's nailed it.
No.
And that's Conor Dolan. No, it's tailed off to the left. How many times has that happened in those goals tonight, right from the start of the game?
Yeah, funny enough, Belfield's really open, and the shooting goals will be down to our right hand side. The one's always up to the left. The wind generally catches that ball at the last second, like it's done there. But
because it looked when it went off his boot, you're thinking that's gone over, and there's been so many players that have done that tonight. The only one who's managed to get it in the end was Luke Marin.
Yeah, again, you make your own luck with them. It was a great strike by young Dolan, but just to go in, tuck in the last sec. This is a big kick out here.
The breeze is now going from right to left in favour of DCU, but boy, they need possession now, but it's well taken there by McNally, and brilliantly found by the goalkeeper, it has to be said, for UCD. That's vital possession from this kick out. But they are going forward. They're not just trying to feed it back. That's a nice ball in it, because the game has opened up, and it's Brannock going through the middle. They're looking for the shooter. No better man than this man, and he's got it, has he? No, he hasn't got the distance. Oh, just didn't quite make it. DCU survive, and more importantly, they have possession, but have they got time? There haven't been too many stoppages, there haven't been many injuries, if any. So we're now in the second minute of added time, and DCU looking to save this game and force added time. But do they have time? That is the question. 18 is Owen Smith. He's from Drumcliff, Ross's Point. It's fed back out to Craig McEnany. Number 3 is Alex Gavin from Ballyboden St Enda's. Have DCU got an equaliser in them? I feel it's now or nothing. And they've got a free, a little bit of a trip there, and it's a serious distance out, but it's an opportunity, and it's going to be a real pressure kick. Who is going to take it for DCU? They send in a sub, by the way. I don't think he's going to take it, but they are sending in a sub, DCU, right at the end. But I don't know if he's going to see much game time, because I think this could be more or less the last kick, Davy.
Yeah, it's interesting to know what Barry's added on. We obviously don't know. Maybe there might be one more minute, maybe for just amount of subs, maybe 20 seconds or a longer tuck. We'll have to see. Again, that was Greg or Alex Gavin driving forward. They're a great drive and run. We click at the heels, and he's given his team an opportunity to level it up here.
And it's Marin again. He scored a brilliant one about 5 minutes ago to level it. He's going to have to do it again, and I think there's even more pressure in this one, not just because it's later in the game, but because of the delay here. That makes it more tricky, doesn't it?
It does,
He's thinking about it.
Absolutely, but again, with the delays, time to compose himself maybe as well, and to make sure of the shot, and again go through his routine. But yeah, it was
big win, by the way, for Maynooth. 5-18 against ATU Donegal's 0-5. So you're up to date with all the games tonight. 6 other games tonight. They're all finished. This one has maybe another twist in it. It is the Sligo man, Luke Marin, in the nearly 64th minute of the game in the Dublin Derby in the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup Round 2 game for 2025. It's tense here. The big crowd holds their breath. He gets good height on it, but has he got the distance? No, it's just under the post, and it's dealt with just about by Killian Roach, the goalkeeper, and UCD survive. And not only that, they have possession here, or do they? It's been one... What way is the decision going? It's going for UCD. They have got the ball, and it's now 3.5 minutes over time. It was that close. It's just so close to going over the bar, just by a few inches, and the goalkeeper nearly spilled it. Could have even ended up a goal, but it's UCD with vital possession now. Charlie Drum has it for them. DCU getting men in and around, but they just can't get possession. I don't know if there's going to be time, and it's played nicely out as well to Forker, and there might be a chance for a second point here just to finish it. UCD with a chance to finish it right at the death, and the kick comes in, but it's blocked down, and the goalkeeper gets it. Is there time for a counter? That is the key thing. That block could be absolutely priceless for DCU if they get an equaliser here. We're now in the 5th minute of added time at the end of the game, and a rather cynical pull down there, but the referee says bring it forward, get on with the game. Let's get on with it. Let's see if there's another twist here. 22 is Jack Tumulty, by the way, for DCU. 64 minutes and 20 seconds. 111 to 110. And the turnover is it the last part of the game?
It is. I seen Barry Tiernan, the ref, actually indicated 1 minute from the free. And
I thought he was sort of saying that's one foul or something. I'm giving you another. Hold on, if DCU got it? No, they don't. UCD have it. The ball played forward to Ryan O'Toole, and it's going the right direction for UCD. They are now almost in the 66th minute of the game, and this game has been so exciting in the second half, and it's been so tense in added time. But UCD have done really, really well to come back in this second half, and they're holding out DCU so far, and they may have won it back. They have won it back. Well, this is the way they played the second half, and it is Callum Bolton. No, it's not. It's actually Sham Callan and the vice-captain feeding it out. And is that the insurance score? Ooh. No, it's gone left and it's gone wide. This game just will not finish. Yes, it will. It's over now. 111 to 110 after 65 minutes and 19 seconds. The players go down on their honkers, mainly the DCU players, because they put in a huge effort there. But it's ended up in a home victory. A really spirited second half by the home team. And I'd say Davy, Garland, they deserved it.
Yeah, probably in the fair reflection in the second half, the way they played, they really got their act together at half time. 6-3 down at half time. They wouldn't have been happy at all how they played in the first half. They were very lackadaisy. They were struggling to break down DCU's compact defence. But now in the second half, they played with much more enthusiasm, much more energy. And they've done really well there to, overturn the 3-point lead and to win by one of their own. They definitely, John Divley there, they've some things to tidy up on, which they will do over the next week whenever they've a week off now to rest. But again, DCU's management will be really happy. Probably just didn't get going in the second half. Missed a few chances too. But yeah, look, good game, good spectacle, and hopefully you get a few more better ones in the weeks to come. Yeah,
and in the quarterfinals, I can confirm now, you have UCD, of course, you've just won here. You've also University, the defending champions. You've TU Dublin. You've TUS Midlands, that's Athlone. The teams who've gone out, UCC, who of course won the Ryan Cup last month was it? Queens are out, ATU Galway are out, and ATU Donegal, who are relegated. The draw for round 3 will be tomorrow morning, and the pairings will be between winners of round 2B and the losers round 2A. The winners of round 2B, MTU Kerry, Maynooth, ATU Sligo and University of Galway. The losers also of round 2A, that's MTU Cork, UL, St Mary's College and DCU from here tonight. And then round 3, well, it gets a little bit more complicated, but we will work all that out later. Next week. That's next week. But for tonight, as you said, Davy, a spirited performance and deserved in the end for UCD. They were 3 down at half time, but they put in a great performance in the second half. I'd imagine that the talk at half time was about home and local pride and doing this on the Dave Billings pitch, and they really delivered in the second half. And here's some of the incidents, and this is with the goal. What a goal this was, what a finish this was, and what a drill, what a strike as well. The technique off the boot there as well. There was a goal at the other end, not quite as good, but he was alert and he finished it, and we thought maybe DCU were going to hold out, and this was a nice one from a 45 as well, and we thought DCU might just have done enough, but in the end they didn't, because the goalkeeper came up, and what a score this was by Killian Roach from Kalishan in Laois, and he would have enjoyed that and enjoyed telling his club teammate Conor Heffernan that he did it. Now I think this was the block that was absolutely crucial as well. The challenge came in there from the side. I'm not quite sure who it was.
Charlie Drum was that one. We credited him with that one. Charlie Drum from Westmeath, great tackle.
Charlie Drum, yeah, absolutely good score, and that was a super score as well. Yeah, he just came through from the side. It would have been so easy to have fouled there, but it was really key, because that would have made a 4-point lead and probably ended it. And this was a chance, because it gave the Sligo man Marin a chance, and he put it over from here. So we had so many thrills and great scores in the second half. And Cregg, of course, what a beauty this one here as well, under pressure as well. And we expect no less from him, but it was an absolutely brilliant score. And there is the scene now here at UCD. We're going to end the stream there and thank Davy, Garland and the team. It's been a pleasure this evening to bring it to you. I think the number of devices went up around nearly 3,000, which was huge, so fantastic to be able to bring these games to you. We were in ATU Sligo last week, and now we're in Dublin. Who knows where we'll be next week, but for now, from Belfield, it's a very good night.